Hi, I have a little story I want to tell you, and it's not because I want you to feel sorry for me. I'm not asking for help, but I honestly believe that my experience might be something that could help you through your own dark times. A little over a year ago, my husband was diagnosed with early onset dementia. That definitely was not something I was expecting to have to deal with at 51 years of age, at least not in my spouse. Aging parents, maybe, not my spouse. Needless to say, we were devastated. I spent the next several months very angry, very depressed, asking why me. Basically, I was doing all those human things that we tend to do when something big and bad happens to us. It wasn't until the day I started looking back at my past that things started to brighten up a bit. I began to look at all the most difficult and painful experiences that I had had, and I realized that they all had one thing in common. That thing was they were the best learning experiences of my life. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was part of a cult where even though I got out of that situation, I had a lot of friends who ended up in prison. I lost my first daughter to a group B strep infection right after she was born. I went through a very painful divorce and spent the next 10 plus years as a single mom to 3 children. In every one of those situations, there was a lot of pain. They were difficult. Sometimes I didn't know how I was going to go on, and yet somehow I made it through. I survived. And I grew and I changed. I learned valuable things like I learned how to rely on my connection to God for answers instead of listening to what other people were telling me to do. I learned how to deal with loss and pain and grief. And I became much more self-reliant. There were so many positive things that happened because of that grief and pain. And I know that even though I am in another one of those big situations right now, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, I have hope because I know that I will have the resources available to me. I know that I'm going to be changed in magnificent and profound ways. And I have hope. So if you're going through your own dark time right now, you don't know what you're going to do, begin to look back at your past and all the experiences that you've had that were difficult and painful. Ask yourself how you grew, how you changed, what you did to cope. I really believe you'll begin to see that these events occur to make us better people. I really hope that listening to this message today brings you comfort and peace, and that you're able to find that peace within your own heart.